Karen doesn't understand how franchising works. By user. In my late teens, I worked at a popular Canadian coffee and donut shop named for a former NHL player. I'll call it Trevor Linden's. There are many throughout my town, but I worked at one particular one near the waterfront. One day, I took my grandfather to the clinic for his weekly checkups. I didn't like waiting around the office, so I went down to the Trevor Linden's by there, got a coffee, and started reading a magazine waiting for his call that he was done and ready to go back home. I was in no way wearing my uniform or anything similar to it, but one Karen knew me from my location and began trying to get my attention as apparently the line was too long and they were a bit backed up. When I looked up, she SWPT the table with her hand, knocking over my coffee and some papers I had spread out, and said breaks over. I said, F you witch, though I probably wasn't as polite. I wasn't done with that. She said, you work for Trevor Linden's, you've helped me before, get off your lazy butt and help out here, and proceeded to give me her order. The manager and an employee came over and asked what was going on here. The employee began cleaning up my coffee from the floor, while Karen told the manager, your employee needs to be helping rather than sitting here, drinking coffee and reading. The manager said, she doesn't work here. She can't help you with anything, to which Karen said, bullspit, she helps me all the time at waterfront location. The manager said, that's nice, but this is the downtown location, she doesn't work here. When the employee finished cleaning up, the manager told him to get me another coffee and Karen blew up even more. What the hell for? She should be working, she's a Trevor Linden's employee. She should be helping me. The manager said, yes, she may work at Trevor Linden's, but not this one. Right now, she's just a customer. If you can't be civil, I'll have to ask you to leave. Karen fumed, but returned to her seat and I thought it was over as the employee brought me another coffee. Side note, I have a pretty complicated coffee order and I was impressed the employee got it right without asking me what it was. Maybe he found my receipt or order slip or something, but he got it correct the first time. I couldn't have done that without help. But it gets better. I was at my location a few days later when Karen came in and got in line. When she got to me, I recognized her, but slapped on my happy customer service face and said, welcome to Trevor Linden's. How may I help you? She said, get me your manager. She was definitely out for blood. I continued smiling, said sure thing, and went in the back and got him. He asked her what the problem was and she said, your employee here wouldn't take my order and was disrespectful to me. My manager said, sure thing, what may I get for you, acting as if she had meant right here, right now. Karen said, no, not here, at the downtown location a couple days ago. My manager said, she doesn't work there, why did you expect her to help you? Karen said, she's an employee of Trevor Linden's, it's her duty to help all customers at every Linden's location. My manager said, that's another franchise. We may all be Trevor Linden's, but that's a different location. She has no responsibilities there. Now is there something I can get you here? Karen snorted, turned on her heel, and marched out the doors. I was more willing to help out and volunteer for that manager after that. Final notes, writing is not my strong suit, so sorry for any errors or typos. Trevor Linden was my dad's favorite player growing up, so that's why I picked that name. I'm a patient, not a car valet, by user Shroutum. Several years ago, I had to call an ambulance in the middle of the night due to breathing problems. After being checked in the ER, I was admitted to the hospital for several days to get breathing treatments every 4 hours. When they discharged me, the transport guy wheeled me to the main entrance in a wheelchair as they do. He got a call that he was needed again while we were waiting for my ride. I told him go, I can sit on the bench outside the door and wait for my ride. He took off with the wheelchair. Nearby was the stand for the car valets. Yes, my hospital has car valets. As I was sitting there, this woman, yakking on her phone, walked up and dropped a car valet ticket in my lap. I said WTF? Lady, I am not a car valet, I am a patient. She walked off still yakking on her phone. I yelled it once again and she just waved over her shoulder as she walked back inside to stand in the air conditioning. I sat there in my pajama pants, t-shirt, and house slippers, a small bag with my wallet, phone, and keys on my lap, and an oxygen bottle beside me. When my sister-in-law arrived to pick me up, I walked to the car, passing a trash can on the way. The valet ticket went in the trash can. I wonder how long it took her to get her car without the ticket. Karen hurls threats at me because I don't work at Target, by user actual demonbianxa. This happened some years back when I was in middle school, but scrolling through this sub just reminded me of it, so I decided to tell it. When I was in middle school, my mom worked at a Target a few blocks away from my school, so when school let out I would walk to the Target and wander around the store for a couple of hours till my mom got off work. My school had a uniform which was identical to the Target uniform, a red polo shirt and khaki pants, so this wasn't the first or last time I had been mistaken as an employee, but it was the first time anyone ever refused to take no for an answer when I told them I didn't work there. One day after school, I was doing my usual thing and poking around the store when this woman approached me and asked if I could open one of the checkout lanes since the lines at the other already open lanes were very long. Of course I couldn't do that because I didn't work there and told her as such. Now initially it wasn't an issue that she thought I worked there, for the aforementioned reasons, and because I had showed her to a couple items about half an hour ago. Since I was there every day, I knew where everything in the store was, so when people asked where things were I would go ahead and show them, as I did with this woman. However, after I told her that I didn't work here, she got irritated and told me that I was lying because I was wearing the Target uniform. I told her that it was actually my school uniform, and again she accused me of lying and trying to slack off and said that I wasn't doing anything anyway, so I should just open the lane for her. At this point I was taken aback and sort of stammering because I was a very nervous and timid kid back then and wasn't good with confrontation, especially with adults. I didn't know what to say, so I just shut down and started walking away, which wasn't the best idea, I know, I was a kid. To which she then grabbed my arm and trying pull me to the register, which shouting obscenities at me and telling me she would get me fired. At this point I started tearing up and she was starting to get the attention of other customers. A couple, I presume, came over and the man tore her arm off me while the woman went and got help. After someone came I thanked the couple and headed to the bathroom to calm down, and as I was coming back out I saw the lady surrounded by employees and trying to exit the store with a cart full of unpaid for things and saying that if no one would check her out to pay for her things she would just take it without paying. I don't know what else happened because my mom had heard what happened and came and let me into the break room. Ladies Golf 2, sir, by user Darth_Hangry_. Alas, it finally happened. Nothing too terrible but worth a chuckle. My husband and I, 31F, took his dad out golfing for Father's Day this past Sunday at a pretty decent course. Therefore I'm wearing my nice golf polo, hat, golf pants, cleats, tee in my hair. Anywho, we made the turn and I had to run into the clubhouse to use the facilities. As I was making my way back to our cart, I hear an, "Excuse me, ma'am." But I kept walking since other women were at the course. "Ma'am." I look at him inquisitively. "I lost my wallet." Sorry? I don't work here." "Thanks for sharing," and kept walking to my cart. I mentioned my outfit earlier because, clearly, I was dressed to play, not to earn tips. No disrespect to the cart gals because I respect the grind and beverages they provide, make them tips, honey. Moral of the story, not every one woman at a golf course is there to serve or help you. Ladies Golf 2, sir. Women slaps me so manager asks her to leave and I still got my cat food, by user available Pi 946. New to posting, so sorry if I mess anything up in the context of this story and I'm typing this on a phone. Me, 15M, women maybe in her 40s. Edit made the story a bit easier to read. Early in the day I was sent to the store to grab some cat food for the strays across the street. There are way too many of them and I don't want to come back for some time. So I decide to get a big bag, maybe 10 pounds or so, and of course it's on the highest shelf, so me being me and not wanting to spend more time trying to find someone to help me, I just grab one of those big orange stair ladders further down from the cat food. I push it over to where I need it, climb up and take the bag with me down, struggling just a bit but nonetheless an easy task. Now I take the ladder back down to where it was with the bag on it the whole time and start to walk away when I hear an, "Excuse me," still walking cause I don't think she's talking to me. When I hear loud running steps towards me, so I turn around to a woman yelling in my face about how pretending to not hear me was not funny and you should help all customers even if you're busy. After she's done talking I say, "I don't work here, lady," and turn back walking to go pay for my cat food when she grabs me on my shirt and yanks me towards her face, and even louder than before she yells at me, spitting in my face while she does. Now I'm very panicked because I don't like interacting with people, even having a older woman yelling in my face about getting me fired at a job I don't even have. Now she's making so much noise a guy walks over and tells her to chill when she says I want him to apologize to me for such bad manners and such. But the great thing is when I finally see who came to help me, I see my friend's dad who came to help me, and I didn't even know he worked here for as long as I've been coming in here. I feel more calm knowing I'm in good hands, but still a bit frightened. That's when I quickly grab her hand and move it off me, and as I turn around to say something she slaps me, and that's when my friend's dad says to her, "That's it, I will not tolerate any of this in my store. I'm sorry ma'am, but I will have to ask you to leave now." And trust me, when she hears him say that, she goes silent and grabs her shopping cart that she left somewhere when she first saw me and came over to me. Now she's quit caring about whatever she wanted before and just goes to pay for her stuff. When she's finally up there, the following happens: "Ma'am, you have to leave. I'm sorry, but we will not be accepting any money for these, and we just want you out of the store." As that's all happening, I just go to a self-checkout, and as I'm leaving the store, I hear what could only be described as a woman impersonating a tornado siren. Later on, the friend's dad says to me, "Anytime you need something, please get someone so this doesn't happen again."